party all day, drink.
All right, guys, it looks like we are live. Angie here and Ben's over here having a side chat. We're coming to you live here from Exuma Beach, and we're here live with you guys every Thursday for our virtual profit system live events. And hopefully you can hear us here. It's a little bit windy, but tonight we actually have a very special guest on. It's Angela Naomi. And
we just party.
Hang on one second.
I'll have to come down. I'll come down.
All right.
Okay, perfect. Feeling a little distracted there. The joys of being in a public place doing a live event. But once again, we're coming to you here live from Exuma Beach. We have Angela Naomi here with us, and she is a member of our system. She has just been absolutely rocking it out with Fiverr. So we're excited for her to share her story tonight and give you guys some awesome tips on how you can go away and actually start profiting with Fiverr as well. So real quick, I just want to give you guys a peek at our background here because I'm sure you're dying to see this.
It's the worst office ever.
Yeah, worst office ever. Lots of wind. But all right, let's go ahead and pop over really quick to my Facebook page and see who is here with us. So you guys can hop over to Facebook.com/Angie Long Official. That's my fan page. So Angie Long Official with a J. And I actually have a post here on my wall that says live. There's a photo that says live. You guys can pop over there and just chime in and let us know that you're here with us. We would love to hear from you. I'm going to refresh the screen. Okay, and see, we have a ton of viewers just now plugging in with us here. So welcome again, you guys. We're here live from Exuma Beach, and right now everyone is popping over to Facebook.com/Angie Long Official. We're over there, just letting everyone know that you're here live with us.
Vinny's saying that we look dark.
Yeah.
I'm like, do
you want to try and put that down?
If I put it down, though, you're going to get the sun in your eyes, yeah. And these shades are not for sale.
Right, we have an umbrella over top of us, so we're just going to adjust that as we wait for some people to chime in.
Oh. Here we go. I'm just going to trap my head inside of the umbrella too.
Hopefully that brings some light in just a little bit more.
It's great. She has a pool boy cleaning her screen for her, letting the umbrella down. You know, it's not a bad life, right?
I think that helped a little bit. So you can chime in, Vinny, and let us know if that helped.
Yeah, Vinny, that looks way better to me now. I've got to put the sunglasses on there.
We wanted to sit on the other side, but we thought we would give you guys a beautiful view today behind us. Okay, so back to my page, Facebook.com/Angie Long Official. You can just chime in on the live photo. Okay, we have some people chiming in. Angel is on with us. And if you're brand new to our Hangouts, we welcome everybody. We would love to hear from you, so don't be shy. Karen is here. All right, guys. So we are going to go ahead and get into it. All right, so we have Angela Naomi here with us. She is an awesome Navy corpsman, and we're excited for her to share her story tonight. So, Angela, if you just want to go ahead and unmute yourself in just a second and let everybody know sort of your background, you know, what you currently do and how you found your way onto the internet and really what you were looking for when you came online.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here and definitely enjoying the view. So as Angie and Ben were saying, I am in the Navy. I'm a corpsman. And in short, for those of you all who don't know, I'm a medic. That's what I do. I handle the medical field. Now, prior to all this Navy stuff and internet marketing, I've had a laundry list of jobs. I'm not even going to sit here and list everything I've done. We'll be here all night long, so there's no point in doing that. But after a while, I just kind of got tired of being broke. and not even having any type of backup money, or I was always having to call home and ask my parents for money. And I didn't mind that they helped me out, but I just knew that there was something more than kind of sitting at a front desk, answering phones, or sitting in a call center, answering phones, sitting at some places where I'm not sure it was a legit place of business, but I was working there. You have to question some people. And what happened was I got introduced to internet marketing just by doing a lot of Google searches. I've been a member of so many. I've bounced. I am the victim of shiny ball syndrome, and I bounced around a lot. And one of my mentors, her husband, who was actually teaching me like basic HTML coding back in 2004, 2005, probably around about 2007 or 8, I think it was, he put me onto Fiverr, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And so I actually let my Fiverr account collect dust for probably about 2 years before I started doing anything with it. And then one day I just realized, oh, I have something of value to kind of offer people. I can do something on Fiverr, so why don't I blow the dust off of this account and jump back into it? So it's kind of nice to have that extra money around to do whatever I need to do with, and of course take it up a notch to the next level, which I'm planning to do. So that's a little bit of me and how I got started and found Fiverr.
You would like me to ask questions or what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, this is where the real grilling begins now.
He loves doing interviews, so I thought I would hand it over to him.
What I want to know, Angela, is because if I add up all the money I've spent on Fiverr personally, man, well, what would you say? There was a time where I was going to Fiverr like 3 times a day. Like I was ordering, sometimes ordering 2-3 gigs at $5 a time. Some questions I've got for you, somebody who's used Fiverr a lot but has never sold anything on Fiverr. How quickly can I go out there and get, not make money? I don't want to talk about making money right now, but how quickly could I go out there if I was brand new to Fiverr, set up a Fiverr account and get a gig to sell? Can I do it quickly? Is it difficult to do? Am I talking days, weeks, months, years? Is it a lot of money to set it up?
All right, man. Fiverr shoppers are always welcome. Well, to set up on Fiverr is very, very fast. I mean, it's quick. I've actually set up other people's gigs for them. And it took me, honestly, I logged into this one lady. She asked me to set up something for her. I logged into her account and put up her gig in 20 minutes. That's it. It's very user-friendly. I have to give the Fiverr web developers their credit on that. It will walk you through step by step how to set up your account. It tells you what size your photo needs to be for your profile. When you want to set up a gig, it walks you through it step by step. It tells you what to write in each little slot. It gives you so many options. If you've made a mistake, when you click submit, a big red banner pops up on the top and it'll tell you what you did wrong, and you just go back and correct it. And once you've set up the initial part of your gig, it walks you through some other steps to kind of make sure you didn't miss anything. Do you want to add a video? Do you sell actual products where you have to mail them? And it's just things that you might forget if you're setting something up quickly. So you can be brand new to Fiverr and get your account set up and post a gig, honestly, in about an hour total. And then once you get better with it, you can do it in 20 minutes. Simple as that.
Yeah, I love how you said it literally walks you by the hand, and it does, because I followed your training that you put into the system and went through it in a snap and had a gig up literally probably under 30 minutes actually. So thumbs up for that. So now when you were trying to come up with ideas, actually what I love about what you shared with everybody inside of VPS is you even went through the exact gig that you personally set up yourself. And I was shocked that you did that, but that was very generous of you. So just for some people out there, if they're trying to maybe come up with some ideas for things that they could sell, where would you recommend that they start, just to give them some tips out there?
All right. First of all, start with something that you truly know how to do. Fiverr is really not the place to BS around and think you can figure it out, because your gigs are set on time limits that you give. So the longer it takes you to do something that is kind of small, nobody's going to want to buy your gig. So you want to find something that you truly know how to do. So then the next thing I like to think about is, what is it that people are doing when they come to Fiverr? They're looking to get stuff done for a lower price and for a quick turnaround. A lot of people who come to Fiverr they're kind of desperate. They're like overworked business people, or they're virtual assistants who need to outsource some things, or they're just anybody who does not want to expand their budget too much, because there's a lot of great deals you can find on Fiverr and high quality products. So you want to think, how can you help someone else? And it doesn't matter if you're thinking big terms like larger corporations, because I have had large corporations come to me, or if you're thinking in small terms, like how can you even help other network marketers or people who have Etsy shops, or they're on Cafe Press selling items? What can you do to help them? What can you do to possibly help a stay-at-home mom make her life a little bit easier? So you just got to utilize your talents and figure things out. I mean, you have people up there writing other people's wedding vows. So there is plenty of room on Fiverr to figure it out. So definitely it's something that you can do quickly, that you truly know how to do. And it has to be something that people need and want to be able to purchase and buy, and definitely think they can't buy it in a store. That's one thing you don't want to have, is something in Walmart.
So one thing that I know a lot of people are going to say as soon as they say, oh, you can set up a gig on Fiverr and start making money, literally this week. A lot of people may say, well, I don't have a list, I don't have a following, I don't have current customers, I don't know anybody that would buy my gig. Now, would you say, I know the answer already from setting up a gig myself, but would you say that people could come onto Fiverr without any sort of current customer base and make money?
Oh, absolutely. Because one thing that Fiverr does for you when you're setting up your gig is it makes you pick a category and a subcategory. So what people are doing is they are coming to Fiverr and they are looking. So you don't have to try to go find the people. You build it, they will come. And they are just typing in things like children's book illustrator, someone who could just make a tiny logo. And again, the wedding vow thing you might have, or the groom's toast. You're finding people come to Fiverr and they find you. So you don't have to have anybody. When I started my gig on Fiverr, I don't even think I had a Twitter account open at all. And I was getting people straight up coming to me from Fiverr quickly. And I will say that of all the people I've worked with, I've only known one of them personally, and that was Pam Peebles, who was a friend of mine who bought my gig. Other than that, I don't know these people. They're strangers. So it's easy.
All right, that's awesome.
So what I'm liking about what I'm hearing about Fiverr is this, and I think probably a good way of explaining, because that might have just gone over your head what Angela said to some of you. Now, a good way of explaining Fiverr for me is this. If you think of Google, right? Google is obviously a search engine. And let's imagine now you're trying to find customers on Google. Now, there are a whole lot of different things you're going to have to do to find customers on Google, because one of the biggest things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to actually find what's called buyers keywords for your products. In other words, you're going to have to separate the buying keywords from the people who are just searching and window shopping, which is a big pain in the ass on Google. Plus then, to get the buyers to your product, you're going to have to do PPC, or you're going to have to do blogging, and you're going to have to do lots of backlinking, which you'll probably go to Fiverr and buy your backlinks or something like that. But you're going to have to do lots and lots of work in the background to actually get the buyers over to what you're promoting. Now, the easiest way for me of thinking about Fiverr is this. It's almost like a search engine where everybody wants to buy something. That's what Fiverr is, right? And that's kind of just clicked in my head as I was watching this. I never thought of it from that point of view. But basically, you're putting your gig somewhere where the people, when somebody's typing into Fiverr, for example, I want somebody to ride a pink elephant juggling or something, whatever they're typing in, they're not window shopping at that point. They're going to Fiverr because they're looking for somebody right there and then who they can buy off. Now, the awesome thing is, you know, if you want to find a gig to put on Fiverr, here's personally what I would do. Yeah, you got to make sure that you've got a skill that you can offer, but you can go and see already if that skill can have a real value on it, because you can just go and research and see how many other people are selling it. And I imagine, you know, if you kind of think from a marketing point of view, and I'm probably jumping ahead, and I think Angela does cover this, you can maybe just offer a little more with your gig or just improve it a little bit. And man, I see that as a very, very easy place just to tap into. And you're almost getting traffic off the back of other people. You've got instant traffic. You don't have to pay for PPC. You don't have to pay for solo ads. You've got instant buyers, traffic coming to your gig on Fiverr. So, you know, that's kind of how I personally view Fiverr.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. The number of gigs on there compared to the number of buyers, there's no comparison. So yeah, the buyers have a very small pool of people to select from. So highly recommended. So also curious to know, what would you say the income potential is for someone? Because a lot of people may say, oh, it's only $5. You know, I don't know if I really want to waste my time just maybe getting a gig here or there for $5. There's a lot more income potential than they think, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. $5 is just the initial thing. When you start off, you're a level 1 seller, and it does not take you long at all to get bumped up to level 2, because they're looking at the amount of gigs that you've sold, and they're also looking at your reviews. So maybe you didn't sell a whole bunch, but those that you sold, everybody gave you 5 stars. So Fiverr now says, I can trust this person, so we're going to bump them to level 2. And once you hit level 2, you can add on gig extras all the way up to $4,500. So I mean, that just still, I can't wrap my mind around it. But you can have one gig that's just the surface, you know, just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do that's related to this gig. And then you just start tacking on these extras. And once you build that bond with people, they will start buying more. And the other thing that Fiverr allows you to do, even at level 1, is they can change their quantity. They don't have to just buy one gig depending on what you are offering. So I actually have a customer that when he comes through, he buys 5. And that's pretty awesome. I've got one guy that does that consistently. And so that's always, I know whenever I see him, that's an easy $20 in my pocket. So Fiverr has level 2 seller, and then there's level 3. I don't even know what level 3 entails. I can't wait to get there, because I'm already at being able to offer, like I said, up to $4,500. So level 3 has to be even more awesome than that. So don't get stuck on just the $5. You can make more. And I think Angie and Ben got frozen on my end, but that's all right. There you go.
Yeah, it's freezing a little.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was us or if it was you. But yeah, those have been some really amazing tips so far. Did you have some more questions that you wanted to ask?
Well, I was just going to say, if and when I get around to Fiverr, which I'm sure I will, because just for the point of view that what I like is once you've got a gig up and you just get into the flow of it, the more times you do that gig, it just becomes like second nature. And just purely because of the buyer's traffic. And what I'm already thinking in my head is, and maybe Angela knows this, and if she does and she doesn't want to answer, she doesn't have to, but I'm already thinking in my head, because I'm always thinking about building my list, and I'm thinking, how can I tap into them buyers on Fiverr and actually get some of them people onto my list? And I'm sure there must be a way of doing that. But one gig I would probably go and do is I would probably do a gig where I said, I'm gonna create you the sales copy for a high converting capture page. That's a gig I would go and do. I know a lot of people in our niche, they need capture pages and they ain't got a clue how to write copy. and maybe an add-on, I could do an email follow-up series for them when I get to that level 2. So there's so
for
many.
$5.
Well, not for $5 for an email follow-up series,
extra.
but for gig extras, yeah. So what I was going to ask was this one last question. How long, roughly, Angela, can you give an estimation on how long would it take a person to maybe make $50 a day with Fiverr? Is it even possible to do that?
Oh yeah, it's very possible. A lot of it depends on what type of gig you are offering. So definitely those who do the service type gigs, we're making that amount of money. I mean, I'm looking at my Fiverr account right now, and there's almost $300 waiting to post. And this has just come in a matter of, it's honestly been less than a week because I've had such a flood of orders come through. So you can start banking up to $50 a day if you have a gig that's really quick for you to give a turnaround time, and it's a service oriented gig. So it would only take you, I would guesstimate, probably about 3 months, if that. I wouldn't even go that far. Probably you set it up, you stick with it. You can do your own types of advertising. You know, there's so much that you can do to just kind of jumpstart and speed everything up. But $50 a day is quite doable and quite easy to do. It really is.
All right. And I know you've been saying that you've been making a lot of money with Fiverr gigs, and it actually saved exactly what you're doing with all of your Fiverr funds.
Oh yeah. So as we mentioned, I'm in the Navy, and today's one of those chill days. I actually have on my shirt they give you when you first join, and that you get at your recruiter station. So this past weekend was my drill weekend, and where I live, there's only, the closest drill stations are like Orlando, Miami, or Jacksonville. So but it doesn't go based on you choosing where you want to go. It's the needs of the Navy. They kind of balance off on numbers. So I'm stationed in Jacksonville, even though I live in Melbourne. So I'm 3 hours away from my station. So I show up last Friday night, and I go to the hotel that I stayed at last time, because you know I'm a newbie. I didn't know what to do. I thought that's where you're always going to be there. My name's not on the list. Like, what do you mean? He's like, your name's not on the list. I'm sorry. And he's like, and we're booked. There's this huge country music festival here. There's no hotels, no rooms. I'm sorry. And I said, no worries. I'll call the duty phone. So I call the phone 10 times back to back. Nobody answers. I asked the hotel front desk man, I said, do you have the same number that I have? And he's like, looks at his paperwork. He said, yeah, that's the number. I call it another 15 times. No freaking answer. Probably called it, I think, almost 45 times, and nobody picked up the phone. So I go to the gate, and I tell the guard at the gate what's going on. I'm like, you know, petty officer, this is what's happening. He said, no problem. I'll get you to the officer of the deck. So I go to the officer of the deck, who's 24 hours, and this petty officer and the other petty officer on duty, they looked up a hotel that still had space for me. Said, great, no problem. It's a little far out, but I'll get there. I get to this hotel, and they tell me how much it's going to cost, and they're like, for 2 nights, it's like $100, with my military discount, $115. I'm like, oh my God. Then I remembered I have like almost 200 on my Fiverr debit card. So I give them that card over the phone to hold the room. And then when I get to the hotel, I'm like, oh, maybe we shouldn't put that much money on the card, because, you know, Fiverr takes a moment to process money in the actual Fiverr website account before you transfer it. So I immediately go to my USAA phone app, and I transfer some more money over into my checking account, because I put myself on an allowance. So if it's gone, it's gone. So I, you know, shuffled in some more money from my USAA account, put it in there, paid for the hotel room. Thankfully, I didn't have to stay the whole time because they got the housing situation squared away. But that night, all I kept thinking was, oh my God, where would I have been if I didn't have this money on Fiverr just sitting on this debit card, easily to access? And this all came from like 2 days worth of work. That's it. And I wasn't even 2 8-hour days worth of work. So it's great to have that safety net. And they need to answer the duty phone.
That's awesome. And they actually say on average for most people about $300 extra per month could keep people from, being evicted from their homes, from, being without groceries, you name it. So the fact that you could make a couple hundred extra dollars utilizing Fiverr is absolutely huge, huge, huge. So I'm sure tonight you're inspiring so many people to go out there and check it out and start setting up their own gigs. And so one more thing that I want to know from you is, what is your long-term, vision on the internet? Moving forward, you have your Fiverr gig, it's out there rocking. What additionally do you see for your future?
Right, long-term, and it's crazy because this kind of just came to me recently. I was probably in the shower when I had this epiphany, is where most of the epiphanies are. And I was really reading up on the ratio between sellers and buyers on Fiverr. And like you said, it's way more buyers than it is sellers. So there's plenty of room for people to really just jump in on Fiverr right now as sellers. So I really want to corner the market in what I'm doing and boost it from there and start offering some more services and get into some training with people instead of answering all these little tedious questions I have with my customers. I'm putting together a full-on how to use Twitter for your business training. And because I'm at level 2, I don't sell it for $5. I sell the intro for $5, and then we up the ante for the rest of it. And aside from Fiverr, just long-term, what I'm working on is completely working from home. I used to work from home years ago when I had a traveling dance business. And I love the freedom that I had to be able to go to my cousin's award ceremonies, to babysit them with no question because we lived in the same city. So it was never, oh, well, I got to work or I got to ask for days off. I just love the fact that my aunt could say, look, we've got a meeting. It's running late. No problem. Or sometimes I just pop over on a Saturday morning because I want to spend time with them. And I'm also a musical theater actress, and I do TV and films and commercials. So I'd like to do that full time, but it's expensive. So I would love for, when what I'm working on is letting all of my training and everything I'm learning right now to start truly funding that career, so that if I want to stay living here in Florida and fly out to LA for an audition or fly to New York for an audition, I don't have to ask for a day off work, and I don't have to sell my plasma or my shoes like I used to to try to get gas money or anything like that. So I'm just trying to build that nice financial sturdy foundation to keep a roof over my head and to really pursue this acting career that I've actually put on hold for a couple of years. So that's what I'm looking to do.
One more question.
Awesome. Yeah. What's your question?
my last question is this. My last question is this. What one extra bonus tip can you give for somebody getting started on Fiverr today? And also, after that, if you want to give your, what you do on Fiverr a shameless plug and tell people how they can go and get your gig, if you want to do that, then feel free.
Awesome. Oh, so that one last good tip. That's what we're going for. Don't underestimate your abilities. That's the reason why I stayed off of Fiverr, is because I really thought that I didn't have anything to offer to anybody. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm the actress and the dance teacher with a bachelor's degree in sociology. What can I do to help these people? But that's just that was the wrong thinking. So always think about things that you can do, even if you think it's weird. There are weird people on Fiverr and they are rocking it out, getting sales, because you've got people who want eye-catching ways to advertise their business. So don't ever cheat yourself. And what I do is a couple of things. I'm actually, my main #1 gig that people love is I write custom tweets for people's business. And I get a lot of affiliate marketers, because it's really annoying if you're using Twitter to sit all day writing a tweet but I get people who come to me and they send me their capture page link, and all I do is just write little eye-catching tweets and they go off and do whatever. Or I've got the a lot of business owners who are overwhelmed or who really don't know what they're doing on Twitter. So I take care of that kind of thing for them. And I also have a lot of, like I said, private label rights articles. So for people who are bloggers and you don't want to sit and write all day, come see me. I've got a lot of different topics. And I also just opened up a new one where found an interesting, nice, fun way to get you a lot of retweets on your Twitter posts. So that's what I do on Fiverr.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing. And for those of you that are interested in hearing, more from Angela and how she is truly maximizing her income with Fiverr, we actually have a training from her inside of the virtual profit system where she's dishing out all the ins and outs of Fiverr and how you can truly make it your cash cow, as Ben titled the hangout tonight. So if you're on our live events page, make sure you visit the Buy Now button below to get in with virtual profit system, and Angela will be in there and able to answer your questions as well. And anything else you have there?
Yeah, I would just say the main takeaway you should take from this tonight is this. Many people come to me who will say, I don't have the money to get started. Personally, I don't want to sound harsh or like a jackass because I know that we go through things that are not our faults. And, maybe some of the situations you're going through now are not your fault at all. But, when I needed money to get started, like Angela already mentioned, I sold stuff. Now, with Fiverr, you're not going to have to do any of that. You can literally get started and start cashing in on your skills. All this takes is an hour to get your gig set up, and then the time to complete the gigs you put on there, which, once you nail this down, you're going to be knocking this out in 15, 20 minutes, I'm sure. So there really is zero excuse. If you're here tonight and you've never made money on the internet, or you're looking to make, additional money, if you're looking to add something on, then there really is a great opportunity with Fiverr to make 200, 300, 400, 500 bucks extra per month if that's what you want. And all it comes down to is you getting started tonight. So what we got is an offer to join the virtual profit system. A lifetime membership right now is $99 one time. And we've got lots and lots of training in there, from how to build lead capture pages, how to use free and paid traffic to grow your business. But we also do these trainings on how to make free money too, like Fiverr, like over on eBay and things like that. So if you need something, we're not talking here tonight. Let's forget about millions. Let's forget about six figures for a moment. Let's just concentrate on getting you to first base, which is beginning to make money on the internet. So tonight, if that's what you're looking to do, then get back to whoever sent you to this hangout, and we'll get you started with the virtual profit system today.
Yeah, we also actually wanted to have a few of our top income earners pop on for a minute. If you guys want to, I know you have the links in your inbox right now. So if you guys want to go ahead and hop on the panel so you can share some of your stories, your successes. Everybody would love to hear from you tonight. So while everyone is popping on here, we're going to hop back over to my page and see who is live and who got some mega tips from Angela on her.
Maybe somebody's
Fiverr
got a question
secrets.
or two as well, maybe.
Yeah. So let's see. Doesn't look like it's sharing the screen yet. Okay, you guys should be able to see my screen now. So I'm going to refresh this, see who's with us. All right, we got a lot of people chiming in here. Great. So once again, any of our top producers, if you guys want to hop on the panel, we would love to hear from you. And also, who loved what Angela shared about Fiverr. Let's hear you below. And who has questions? We are over at facebook.com/Angie Long Official. If you want to pop over there, we would love to hear from you. Sounds like some people are popping on. Okay, how do I get this off of?
Okay, so
there we go.
Oh, yeah, you did it.
All right, we have Angel. So Angel, if you want to just unmute yourself in 1 second. It looks like you're outside with the beautiful sunshine also, but you're smart and have sunglasses on. If you just want to share with everyone, you know, a little bit of your background, why you got started with VPS, and some of the success that you've been having. You've actually been bringing in a ton of sales and just really, really kicking butt as one of our top producers. So I'm going to mute myself out. The floor is yours.
My goodness! Hit it! Hit the button! No, yeah, this, honestly, I thought I was learning a heck of a lot in the VPS back office, but what I learned tonight, guess what I'm going to do on Fiverr? I'm going to be doing some rockstar stuff. So, no, just like little, those giggy things, what are those called? Those commercial things or whatever, like writing those little toony things and things like that. Or I also have like a bunch of like artwork and stuff that I want to do. So yeah, my mind is racing. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I just came from like a little bit of my story, just like quickly, because I know a lot of people want to come on, and I love to hear like all the other stories from everybody else. But I just came from the background of like go to school, do, you know, get good grades, get a good job, go to university. I spend like $1 million in university. I got a computer science degree after like 5 years, 6 years. They kicked me out of engineering. But yeah, so I'm kind of technically sound, but you don't have to be technically sound to do this online marketing stuff. I got into the corporate world. I made video games over at Electronic Arts in Vancouver, so I programmed video games. Need for Speed Underground, it's really good. And it just didn't resonate with me. There was like 14-hour days, like especially when the deadlines came up, it was absolutely madness, and we like slept under our desks. They gave us pizza and beer to, like, I don't know, to satiate us, but just no, that's not the way to live. Like 12, 14, 16-hour days, just not for me. So I did come back from Vancouver back to like the Toronto area, GTA area, Oshawa, Ontario. I got online just because I did other work like website design, and I did a lot of computer teaching and things like that. So I knew about AdSense, I knew about internet marketing, I knew about this kind of stuff, but I didn't really delve into it. Feet first, my brother and I did like network marketing. We did that offline, and we failed miserably. He went on and did his own things for a number of years, and I just knew that, like, because I was into computers and technology and stuff, I just knew that this stuff, I knew it worked. Like people thought, oh, it's a scam, it's a scam. Engelberto, you still doing that scam online? And I'm like, no, I'm not, man. It works. It works. Look, there's people out there making money, even if it's like what Angela said there. Like you can make a small amount using Fiverr and things like that, or like you guys, Angie and Ben. You know, you can work hard at it, not smart. You can work smart at it and generate a lot of income really quickly, doing smart work. Angie, I followed you, as you know, like over the years, and your video marketing, it inspired me. I won't get into my, you know, my darkness story, but yeah, I was in a dark place, but it was your videos that inspired me, honestly, and a number of other people, but yours. And I said, and then I went away for a bit, then I came back and I said, she's still doing this? Like what? She's the top earner in such and such company? And I was like, how did she? And then as soon as I got like a funding and my confidence up, I just said, you know what, I'm teaming up with Angie. Then I found out that you and Ben like moved down to the Bahamas. I'm like, my goodness, this is it. That's it. I'm teaming up with them, and I'm not going to stop until I have my reality, which is, well, my Bahamas is going to be Costa Rica, guys, and you're more than welcome to come. And I'm going to be doing my music, my artwork, and internet marketing, and teaching the world exactly how to do this. So that's my little thing in a nutshell.
Cool.
I love it.
Maybe as well when we close this out in maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, because we want to hear from Karen too. But I think we'll finish with a little guitar playing from Angel.
Yeah, last time you played the guitar, everybody loved that. The energy was through the roof, so we'll definitely have you do that.
But I want to unmute Karen in a minute now. Karen's like, man, I bet she's still buying chocolate bars from her last commissions or something. Karen, just if you don't know who Karen the Legend Spencers, Karen a few weeks ago actually made, we'll talk some numbers for a minute now. But Karen actually made 4 figures in one day from just one sale. Now, the reason why that's so great is this, Karen, and I don't mean in this in any disrespectful way, but Karen is not known on the internet. She doesn't have a big email list. She's not some guru who can tap into millions on an email list. She doesn't really have a big following on the internet. She's pretty much unknown and under the radar, and I think she actually runs a pet store business too. So we have people who you've never even heard of, making 4 figures in a day, who are running pet stores, and they're just making extra checks in their spare time. So I don't want to say too much more, but I'll just unmute Karen and let her say whatever she wants to say.
Yeah, Karen.
Hi everyone, pleasure to be here. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been online for probably 5 or 6 years, and what got me was basically I followed Ben for the last couple of years, I think it was, and just everything that Ben done, he was giving out everything for free basically, and that's what attracted me to Ben. Everything he gave you was step by step, easy to follow. And when VPS actually came up, it was a no-brainer really. I just says, no, I had to go into it. Because obviously Ben, like you said earlier on, he's went from nothing and he's worked his way up through Angela as well. And I just had to follow him basically. And I'm just glad to be part of the VPS system, definitely. And it was through that I basically got my leads from, I think it was 32 or 34 that I had within the first 5 years of being online, and then within a couple of months of VPS, these leads actually built up to over 300, and as of today I've reached over 400 on my lead system as well, and just pleased for everything that's happened to me really, and it's all thanks to Angie and Ben. It's just big thumbs up to you both. Yeah, still can't believe it. And I've been on Fiverr for probably the last 2 years, but obviously as a buyer, not as a seller. So I'm looking forward to Angela's training, and I'm going to take that to the next level, definitely. Sorry, apologies, my dog wants to play football.
We know how that goes. Our dogs are always interrupting everything.
I just thought you had a good old-fashioned British cough going on, Karen, or something. But Karen just said something else. If you're on this hangout, listen to what I'm about to say. Karen just said something that she said it very casually. Maybe didn't even realize what she was saying, but she said, and this was a big shift I had. She said that she's been on Fiverr for the last 2 years, right? But she's always gone on Fiverr as a buyer, never considered doing it as a seller. And something, I teach about this whole principle, about the difference between having a buying and a selling mentality. And a lot of you guys right now watching this hangout, you go into your inboxes every day and you're looking for ways to make money. Right? You're wondering where the money is on the internet, and buying all these products from gurus or people that are emailing you. You're buying this, that, and the other in the search for answers, and you're really kind of, you're very, very, very close, but you're asking the wrong questions, and you really need to switch your mindset from thinking, you know, how can I make money on the internet, to asking yourself the question, why do other people spend money on the internet? That's the question you want to answer, and more importantly, where do they spend it, and what do I possess that would make them spend it with me? So let me say that again. You need to stop going into your inbox and thinking, how can I make money, and buying every product under the sun, and you need to start asking yourself the question, you know, why do other people spend money on the internet, and how can I put myself in front of them and position myself as a person that they would want to spend with? And that's the only difference between myself, Angie, the 3 people on this panel, and a lot of you guys watching right now. If you can have that change of mindset, you can get yourself set up with the right system that's going to show you how to build an email list and how to sell on Fiverr. You're going to make money if you stick at it. You really will. If you stick at it, you will begin to make money. So yeah, Karen just said that very casually, but it's I've been looking at Fiverr as a place of where I can go and buy. I've never really looked into Fiverr selling just because I felt like there wasn't enough money in it. But after what I'm hearing the last few days, I don't like to do anything small. I want at least 1K a month from Fiverr, at least, you know, at least 1K, you know. So I know you can get a lot more from that. I know that there are people who are making 4, 5, 6 figures from Fiverr, but you know, I like to set myself a little goal, and if you're going to sell on Fiverr, do that. Set yourself a target to make $50 a day, then make $100 a day, and you know, get yourself up to $500, $1,000 a month on Fiverr. It's definitely possible for you to do that. So.
And you know, a lot of people, where they get stuck on the internet is that they really don't have the support of people around them to give them the belief that they can do it. And that's the power of actually plugging in with a community like we have right here, right? Every single day, these 3 on the panel here, Angel, Angela, and Karen, and ourselves, we're in a group on Facebook, and we're supporting each other. We're encouraging each other's goals. Everyone's getting their questions answered, and we have people there to believe in you, right? So you have that support to propel you to success, because sometimes it's easy to get discouraged. You know, if you're your first week and it doesn't seem like anything's really moving yet, you have everyone there that's already making it happen to help guide you along the way a little bit. So truly, nobody does this alone. You know, we have all the people here to help you guys shine. But let's see, we have Travis.
Oh, well, just before Travis comes on as well, my mind's going now. I want to go put a gig on Fiverr or something. Listen, guys, you know, the only time like Lone Rangers win in life, or one man or one woman takes on the world, is like in Superman movie or Batman movie or James Bond. Seriously. If you're on the internet and you have this Lone Ranger mentality of you're going to figure this out on your own, you'll never figure it out. I'm telling you. I didn't figure it out until I got myself a mentor. That's how we started off. You know, that's how we started off. This was a mentor relationship. Then she heard me play the guitar, obviously, saw my good looks and charm, you know. I only played.
He was one of my best students. He followed all of my advice.
I took action. And I followed advice, and I began to make money. But for a very long time on the internet, I had a Lone Ranger mentality. I'm quite stubborn. I like to think that I can figure things out, and I don't like to ask for help. And you know, only silly people, and I don't say this to belittle you, but only silly people stay struggling when there are people all around you that can you know, help you out. And that's what I love about this community. We have people in our community who, I'll give you an example. The other day, I got back home and I couldn't get on the internet. I couldn't log in on my laptop to the internet. And I was like, what the hell is going on? This is pretty extreme. When an internet marketer can't get on the internet, man, that's as desperate as a junkie looking for their next fix who can't get it. Seriously, I was shaking, and I contacted Angel, and I said, "Hey, Angel, I know you're good at this stuff. Get me back on the internet and get me back on within like 20 minutes." Within 20 minutes, he fixed the problem. Now, I would have spent 3 weeks searching for the answer for that, but you know, we have people in our community with all kinds of different skills, and they're there to help you succeed at making money on the internet. So here's another guy now, Travis. His story's fantastic. This guy makes money while he's at the hospital getting dialysis treatment. So that should say a lot to you, just that sentence there.
All right, Travis, we're excited to hear from you. We're going to go ahead and mute out so you can take the floor.
Okay, I got introduced to virtual profit systems the end of last year. I think I got another page going here. There we go. Anyways, I got introduced to the virtual profit systems the end of last year, and within 8 days, I had already made my money back. Times, I mean, you know, we're only talking 8 days, but times, you know, 5, and that ain't too bad. Here we are, you know, almost 8 months later, 7 months later, and I'm doing pretty good in virtual profit systems. I'm definitely having a record month this month. Got to thank the sale on that one. You know, that's definitely helping me. You know, I also got to thank Angel. He's been a big inspiration to me. He's really motivating, I got to say. And you two, you guys are amazing. You provide tons of value. You know, half of the stuff that I've learned in just the program alone has put me in profit. You know, I don't know what else to say. I'm a full-time dad. I do dialysis treatments, and I kill it from home. That's what I do. And I wouldn't be doing that without you three, among everybody else in the VPS group.
I know something about all these people, like on this hangout tonight. You can see that these are just all normal. Well, I mean, what have we got here? We've got. It says Army Cadet still. Damn it. We've got like a guy who just said, you know, it took him 5 years to get qualifications and something. We've got a Navy girl. We've got a woman from Scotland who's a pet store owner. We've got a guy on dialysis. Do you feel like anybody watching this feel like any of us are superstars? We're not. We're just normal people, just like you. And you know, when these guys say they're thanking us, you know, really, we got to thank them for getting on board with our system. But also, thank yourselves, guys. You know, because you stayed consistent, and you did it. All we did is put the system in your hands. You put the system into play, and you made it happen yourselves. And you know, this is not beyond anybody whatsoever at all. It's more than possible for you to get your first commission on the internet, potentially even this week. I never say definitely, because that would be a lie, because not everybody makes money on the internet. If they did, you know, everybody would be doing it. The people who fail are the ones who, you know, they either don't get started or they have a lottery mindset. They want to make $1 million overnight. We will never promise you that inside of the virtual profit system, but what we will promise you is we will bring you the most cutting-edge strategies, and we'll give you every step that we've personally used. And when we say we, I mean we as in the community. You know, this is bigger than two people. We will give you steps that a community, which is now over 100 people strong, have used to, in some cases, make their very first sales up to 4 figures in a day. That's the most somebody in our system has made up until this point. You know, I believe we're going to see people have 6-figure days, possibly one day soon. You know, so Anyway, that's me done. I have nothing more to say. I'm looking forward to some really rock and roll version of Something Angel. So.
Woohoo! All right, let's give you guys a little view while Angel gets himself set up and unmuted here, and we're gonna close you guys out with some awesome tunes. And once again, we look forward to seeing you guys inside of our community, hopefully tonight. Someone's snapping pictures, so I'll here.
I just want to look at the view. My goodness. Visualization, folks. Okay, I want to thank like everybody on the panel. Like everybody has amazing stories, and everybody provided like amazing value. And Angie and Ben, thank you very much again for allowing us to come on and just be who we are, really. Last time I did a cover song. This time I'm actually gonna do a song that I wrote, and not to get into the dark story, but it was a song that I created. Lily, I'm on the video now. It is time for you to... Okay. Lila. Okay. All I gotta say is I was that Lone Ranger. I had no one to turn to except for this guitar. This guitar is called Amelia Rose. Amelia Rose Valenciano is this guitar, and we're gonna sing this song. It's called Alone. Here we go. Sit here all alone, on my own, to find a home. I walk the path, while the road is wide, the sky is high. I don't ever want to go, take it fast, I'll take it slow. I don't ever want to stay in yesterday, in yesterday. No way, no way, no way. I sit here on the shelf by myself, and open me up. I got a story to tell, heavenly hell, and I don't ever want to stay. Tomorrow turns to yesterday. I don't ever want to go all alone, all alone, all alone, all alone, all alone, whoa, 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 yeah, all alone, yeah, 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 yeah. There's only one way for things to be between you and me. There's only one way for things to be between you and me. There's only one way for things to be between you and me. There's only one way for things to be between you and me. Cheetos. Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
Awesome, awesome. And on that note, you don't just get money-making strategies. You get free rock concerts. Man, is there anything that we don't provide in this system? So I just want, I'm going to say this one more time, when you believe in what you have, you will unashamedly just promote it. There's no need to be ashamed about saying this. I'm going to say to you right now, get going. Get going. This is an awesome system. I highly recommend, if you want a breakthrough on the internet, get going. And we are so confident as a community of what we've got that we will even put all the risk on us. We will give you a 90 days, not 30 days, not 60 days, not 71 days or 73 3/4 days, but 90 days to test us out. And this is what we say, you know, all we want to see is in that period of time is that you just try, just put in a little effort, just at least let this system do its thing in that period of time. And if this system doesn't do exactly what we're claiming it can do, then we'll send you your money back, no problems. You know, we'll part as friends. We'll even let you keep the really cool bonuses you get when you join the system on us, just to thank you for trying it out. I cannot say it any stronger than that. Just get back to the person who asked you to come to this webinar and get going tonight, because this community and this system is the real deal, and that's coming from somebody who's been involved in many companies on the internet, made 5 and 6 figures in various companies with Angie, being on the top of many leaderboards. This is the best community and the best stuff I've come across in 4-5 years on the internet. So I'm going to let Angie just sing us a song.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody wants that. But yeah, I'm just super proud of all of our members here, and I think everybody's pretty much said what they have to say. So feel free to reach out to any of us on Facebook, and that's about it. We'll see you guys over there.
Cool, cool. Later, guys.
If you guys want to all unmute and say, see ya.